with yesterday. Seems they're going to switch that around a little bit. Still kind of considering what they're going to go for. And looks like first lock Orianna.
So an Orianna coming out there for Ambition. Obviously something that they've been practicing very quickly. And immediately the Rengar falls in. Something that was banned almost all of yesterday. The only team to actually let Rengar through was Azubu against Team Dynamic, and they were able to beat it. But this is something Dignitas has stated, that they spent a whole bunch of time practicing before the World Finals, and then it ended up being restricted for the tournament. But remember, this is on Kazakh's patch. It's not the same patch as live, so Rengar is much stronger in this tourney realm than he is on live.
Yeah.
Very impressive pick there for Dignitas.
Yeah, and they're going to like this. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure both Scarra and Dominate can play him, so he's a bit of an ambiguous pick there as well, just like Shen, where you don't know if he's going to be up in the top lane or against you, or if he's going to burst through this physical damage, or if he is going to be in the jungle and kind of stalking you from from the trees. Now Azubu, oh man, do I like these picks. If they really do lock in Skarner and Vayne, they're gonna go 3 up on Vayne here, and with an Orianna that should be very protected as well. And Skarner's a great initiator.
So they're not actually going to go with Vayne. They swap out for Lulu. And actually, I'd love to see what Dignitas is talking about here. They're always good to listen to in picks. Let's go to the Turtle Beach listen-in for Dignitas right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Nunu, Lulu, Blitz, Sona,
yeah.
Janna.
Okay, well, we have no choices then.
Zyra?
We have Janna or Blitz from that.
Or Nunu. Or Zyra.
Or Nunu.
Nunu is an option,
okay.
actually.
Alright.
It's just, like, you have to pick it now.
You'd be fine with Nunu? Yeah. Kitty?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go Nunu. Take your mid. Diana, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, there you have it. Diana picked as the counter pick to Orianna directly, and they're sort of considering, okay, we're against Lulu. They kind of sniff out the Vayne a little bit, and they're like, yeah, Nunu's going to work here.
That was funny. Is just list off 4 supports. Which one do you want? It's like, well, we're going to go with these 2, or the other 2, and I mean they end up going with Nunu.
There we go.
Play there. Looks like Shy's going to have Singed once again. That's actually picked. Surprisingly, Singed usually isn't that good against persistent slows, and up against Nunu, if they want to stop him split pushing, that's the type of thing you want to throw at them. Diana has been known as a counter pick to Orianna. We've seen it happen in a couple European tournaments, and man, right away he goes Rumble up against Singed, so Dignitas was ready for this one. Yeah,
that was a straight up prediction there, and I like this lineup as well, because one of the things that I'm a little bit concerned with Diana is that it's harder to get her damage output in sort of a late game fight. Being melee based, wanting to build ability power to kind of get in there, right? She's going to have a really good early mid and roam at you, but getting Rumble at the end is really useful.
So Dignitas going with the Rengar strategy. Will they be able to pull off any early ganks? And of course, Azubu looks like they got a lot of power picks. Singed for Shy. Vayne, once again, they had him in those games, and Orianna, of course, has been so strong in the past.
Yeah, so both these teams about to go head-to-head in the very first match of Day 2 here in the winner bracket semifinals. We'll be right back with Game 1 after this. Hey everybody, welcome back here. Game 1 underway, and we can see already A little bit has happened at the start of this one. A couple of wards put down. Dignitas warding out the Wraith Brush pretty aggressively. And Azubu Blaze putting out a couple in the enemy jungle as well.
What happened there is Crumbs was waiting in the brush up by red, so he saw one of Blaze's wards. For the most part, once again, like we've seen in this tournament, very defensive level 1 formations by both teams. They're really just guarding jungle exits. You can see only one ward placed by Dignitas, and that's over at Azubu's Wraith. There's been 2 wards placed by Azubu up near the top lane. They're really looking to protect Shy. That's going to mean he's going to be pushing up very aggressively early on Singed. Should be pretty standard lanes aside from that, though. Skarner starting at Wraiths. Lulu and Captain Jack taking double golems. Going to see some standard laning here.
Yeah, so direct 2-on-2s here. Crumb's making one small move, which is to grab a 4th health potion before he walks into lane. So he's looking at putting out a little bit of pressure on Shy and just kind of sustain himself back up. The extra wards, though, coming out from Azubu, that looks like it's going to really stop Dominate's ability to gank heavily. I would think that they'd want to shut down Singed early on if they could.
And that's the thing, is we know how aggressive Shy likes to be early. As soon as he gets a lead on Singed, that's when he starts just running through the team. He's going to be trying to bully, and he's not going to allow I Will Dominate to shut him down. That's why they spent the 2 wards early on to try to protect that lane.
So he's going to play, all out and just kind of watch out for Dominate. So Jack, take us through these lanes. How's Vayne Lulu against like Ezreal Nunu, for example?
So this is actually a lane that should be poke versus kind of engage heavy. If Patoy lands a good Ice Blast, then they're going to be very strong following up. But normally Lulu Vayne is something that would be done for a 1v2 lane. The fact that they're going heads up against Ezreal Nunu means that they feel very confident in their ability to just outplay this lane, because matchup-wise, Nunu Ezreal should have the edge there. Take a look at mid lane. We see Diana against Orianna, and Diana's trade damage is actually very high. But I'm going to get cut off here because I Will Dominate just walks straight through a ward. Helios and Shy are actually looking to flank around and maybe force I Will Dominate off these double golems.
And they've caught up with Dominate. He's going to heal himself with that roar. Singed coming around from the backhand side. Looks like Skarner's not going to be able to get any damage onto him. The golem's reset, but Ringo's going to go right back for that and not care too much overall. He's going to get the raise, though. It's going to be a good steal.
And he is... Actually, sorry, he's not spotted by that ward. They have double wards. I'd already forgotten about that. And Shy, already aggressive, onto Crumbs, flipping him back through the poison trail. But those 4 health potions for Crumbs, he's going to see how long those last for him, whether he can actually beat out Singed early in this lane. Again, Rengar and Skarner both sitting up here. They have vision of I Will Dominate, and Helios is going to come in for a counter gank.
He's going to dive in. Shy getting the ignite, but he burns his ghost as well. And here comes Skarner. He's going to get any slows. Rengar jumps on. Again, puts his health, puts the armor and magic resist on, and looks like they're going to escape from that pretty safely. Crumbs tries to put some pressure on, but he's not able to. Now he's forced up against his turret once more.
So really not much happening at the end of the day in that top lane. Really, Helios and I Will Dominate ended up trading ganks, and both Crumbs and Shy come away farmed. Singed 16 minions, Rumble 14. Pretty dead even in that lane up top, and the early wards are now gone. So any protection Shy's going to need, he's going to have to ward for himself.
And right now, actually, this bottom lane, it's working really well for Azubu Blaze. They're up in minions slightly. It seems Captain Jack and Lustboy are repeatedly pushing to the turret, and it keeps Cutie Pie from being able to really harass, because he's forced to wait around and last hit on the turret all day. Otherwise, he'll lose out on gold.
This is one of the things Lustboy does so well on Lulu. She shoves the lane amazingly fast, and since Nunu and Ezreal are not able to shove as quickly, it's taking all the aggression out of the lane. They can't get up into Azubu's faces because the minion damage would be too high this early on in the game. They're going to have to wait until they get a bit more farmed before they're actually able to pressure Lulu and Vayne off. So the way they're playing this lane is very intelligent, considering Vayne can't really duel this early in the game unless she has a huge wave of creeps behind her.
And right now, though, you're just seeing Shy, the entire team really are just pushing so heavily onto the turrets. This looks exactly like TSM versus Curse Game 3, where, everyone from Azubu Blaze are just shoving. Shy's having a great time in the top lane. It's close on minion kills, but he's still just really pressuring the opposition away. You can see, again, Crumb's getting flipped around, has to walk through Poison Trail one more time, and he's losing health the entire way through this.
This is working fairly well overall for Azubu because Skarner doesn't really have much gank presence pre-level 6, and they're just, with keeping the lanes pushed up, and because they had the early wards, they really discouraged I Will Dominate from taking any aggressive gank paths. And once Skarner hits level 6, Helios will be able to get one of those big ganks off, and for now, it's all about shoving for Azubu. Dignitas is keeping up fairly well in farm, though, so I wouldn't say they're actually falling behind.
So, yeah, you're right. It's a 200 gold difference. It's pretty good overall. How do you feel about the late game potential here? You've got Rumble, who's got a lot of ability power burst. You've got Diana, a heavy assassin. What happens here at the end of the game?
Late game, I really give the slight edge to Azubu. Whenever you have Vayne, Orianna, even with how strong Shy has been at split pushing, and just the team fight control in general that Azubu is going to bring out, Dignitas is going to have to do roaming ganks. Once I Will Dominate gets level 6, the 7 seconds of stealth, especially in the bot lane ganks, they're going to need to get I'm a Cutie Pie very farmed if they want a good late game chance, because if they don't get that, then Vayne Orianna is just going to take over from Azubu.
All right, and we'll see what that ends up being. You can see Vayne still having a pretty strong lane overall, and the minions pushing back toward her as well, so suddenly this seems timed pretty well. Skarner level 5 on the bottom half of the map, and this lane's going to push down, and it's going to put Cutie Pie and Patoy slightly out of position possibly too.
The lane finally in the bottom lane.
Top lane Shy getting jumped on. Crumbs are going to trade. Crumbs picks it up with the equalizer. He's going to drop to a turret shot as well at the end.
So I actually missed out on that one. It looked like an extremely power play from Crumbs. He hit level 6 first and just tried to all-in Shy immediately. Got the ult down, but because he jumped into the turret, he traded the kill right back onto Shy. So Shy actually getting the early Hextech Revolver, trading those kills. Not the best thing. He's slight edge from first blood, but not huge advantage. It's a pretty big play by Crumbs there. Unfortunately, he died.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good setup, too. He knew he was close to level 6, and that was when he finally started pushing the lane himself to let him level up first, and then just kind of dove in from there. Rank 3 Flame Spitter, making everything happen. So really, really good opening. Now, interestingly, Cutie Pie, despite being against kind of a short-range champion such as Vayne, is actually still maxing Mystic Shot first instead of the Essence Flux for the attack speed slow. To me, that seems strange, being this is still the patch where it does slow attack speed.
It's one of those things that it was a preference choice. It was a semi-nerfed Essence Flux in a sense because it is only doing, the 250 damage. So not really that worried about it. He's more just worried about farming the lane because they're getting straight up shoved back. So he's not worried about dueling Vayne right now. He's just worried about clearing the minions as fast as possible. And you do that by maxing Q.
Okay. You can see, actually, a bit of pressure there onto Captain Jack. Again, they had that ward out there, saw them coming over, and just put a bit of poke down. And again, it's a Lulu support, so not a lot of healing available. The Golem buff going over to Scar. We're going to see if he puts any more pressure onto Ambition with that. But even despite that kill, you're seeing Crumbs still getting shoved up to his turret repeatedly here. Shy dancing around in the background, not even worried about Rengar here.
Surprising. He's actually... That's just aggressive play by Shy there, because if Rengar was there, he would have been in big trouble. And he's actually going to catch him in the jungle. I'd rather just watch Shy run away, but here comes Scar.
And Diana's up in the mix. The slows are on. He pops his ultimate. Ignitus on as well. There's the Ghost. Can he run through this? Look at that. No one able to chase, but Dominate stealth out. Jumps on. Can he get the damage? No, he's going to get pulled back by Scar. Shockwave goes off. Not going to stop it. And that is the kill picked up for Azubu Blaze.
The baiting by Shy, jumping back in while I Will Dominate with stealth, pulling him out of Thrill of the Hunt just so he'd be revealed, so Ambition could finish him off. Very well executed. Good three-man coordination between Helios, Ambition, and Shy there. Picking up now the second kill for Shy, picking with that Negatron cloak. Going to be very difficult for Crumbs to bully him out. Expect Shy to continue to run between Crumbs' turret and try to create more action like that. Ambition actually stealing red buff as well.
Oh, that's going to be really good overall. And, no one's even around. Of course, they know Dominate has recently died. And, he's nowhere near going to steal this. He's trying to walk back up, but Ambition gets that one for free. Really good red steal there. And, of course, double buffs, thanks to him killing the jungler. This gives him a lot of lane control.
It really hurts I Will Dominate. I always expect the first Rengar gank to be in the bottom lane because he's almost more potent than Nocturne and being able to sneak in and create those kills. But since he ended up burning that on Singe, it's just the pressure that we've seen Shy apply in that top lane so much just draws the jungler up there. Even if it's not where they're supposed to go, even if the gank's not going to work, he almost demands the pressure just by the way he plays. And he lets the other lanes, he enables them to farm. And you can see there, Cap and Jack, 73 minions, just I'm a Cutie Pie 69. And when you're Vayne against Ezreal, that's a huge win for Vayne.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned that, the Vayne lanes are so commonly in a 2v1 to give the free farm, but, yeah, you mentioned they're just fighting straight up, and it's working for him completely. The all-in sort of Nunu Ezreal attack speed slow, like, go fight people combo, just not able to really have that happen whatsoever. Shy, again, just all up in the other side. Again, in a 1v2. Is it going to be enough damage? Flips, Crumbs back. Equalizer goes down. Really good shot right there. And here comes Dominate. Now, can they get the damage? Ambition gets one in the mid lane, but will it be enough? There's the kill pickup. Crumbs taking a bit of burn damage. Looks like he'll just survive that. So a little too greedy from Shy, but a good trade in the mid lane.
They did it. They killed Singe. They chased him. They got him down. But with that, what cost did they pay? Scar got soloed in the mid lane by Ambition, and because he spent so much time top, Helios with the Oracles cleaned out the Dragon, and they're picking this up. So a kill for Dragon and a kill is still a win for Azubu. If they can finish this off, actually, they end up having to flash out of the wall. They got solo, and the Ezreal came across the back. So never mind, they didn't get the Dragon here. Dignitas probably going to turn it around themselves. Dominate going to clean up.
Yeah, he's going to go for this one. His smite is up, in fact. He's losing some health, but Cutie Pie coming around, and that is going to be the Dragon picked up for Dignitas. Would you believe that? And Cutie Pie, the thing is, he hit True Shot Barrage, hit 3 people, but Captain Jack found him, like right off on the side, actually condemned him into the wall. But, you know, it wasn't enough. Azubu kind of came in to close on Cutie Pie, couldn't quite do it. You know, Dominate with a really good move there, picked that one up.
I really got to hand it to Dominate, the gank top lane, and then just full-on sprinting to the bottom lane to get that Dragon and prevent Azubu from counteracting it. That's a gold lead now for Dignitas, so the early game pressure that Azubu is so famous for isn't working for them this game. Singed actually got punished for his pressure. They took the Dragon, and now 3-man gank bottom lane.
And they dive in. There's the Moonfall, really locking up Lustboy. That's going to be one picked up for Patoy. Wasn't the best recipient of gold there, but they're now sending that Scar of Rome. This is exactly what they need to get that shutdown finally started on that Vayne lane.
These are the ganks they're going to need to come flying through. Scar is going to have to keep coming bottom lane. Dominate's going to have to keep going. And if Crumbs can somehow deal with Shy, he's going to enable all that happening. But with the way they punish Shy in the last setup, Shy actually popping his ultimate here just to try to harass Crumbs. Dignitas actually has not lost control of this game. They are actually winning this so far.
And they come in again, Flame Spitter trying to put the damage out onto Shy.
Helios.
Helios is coming in. Can he survive this now? Alone under the turret, a giant minion wave, and there's the pull. Equalizer goes down, decent damage on the Helios, getting flung backwards though. Dominate coming in. Can he make this 2-on-2 work for them? He's still just running through Poison Trail. Chasing Singe, not the best idea. Azubu walks away, but they've traded ultimates for it.
So with that gank top, Crumbs repelling it very expertly with his ultimate, but the constant pushing in the bottom lane paying off right here. Captain Jack and Lustboy have taken the bottom turret already at 13 minutes. How's Dignitas going to stop this? Because this might be a fast push coming up from Azubu. Actually, no. Azubu's both running out the bottom lane again. Normally when they take that first turret, they'll send the AD and support to the other lane, whether it's bottom or top, and continue pushing. But this time they're happy just continuing to farm, so they might actually just be going for more of a late game strategy, which makes sense when they have someone like Vayne and an AP carry like Orianna.
So when you've got kind of a short-range champion AD carry like Vayne, and we saw in game 1 of the grand, the World Finals there of Type A Assassins versus Azubu Frost, that they were up against these short-range high-damage mages like Karthus, and it made it really hard for Vayne to survive the fights overall. Is this going to be similar here with Rengar and Diana, or is she actually going to be fine late game?
It's going to be very interesting to see what Dignitas decides to focus on, because a lot of times it's about AoE damage that you can't pass through, or just incredibly strong dive. And here they have strong dive and Scar and Dominate, but it's very single target. So if they decide to focus Captain Jack, that's going to leave Ambition to kind of do whatever he wants. And Lustboy
in the mid lane, Scar getting jumped on right there. Again, a kill for Ambition. And he has been completely dominating this mid lane, up in minions and now up in kills quite a bit as well.
Here I was looking at bottom lane because there were 3 men camped in the brush. I didn't expect Scar to fall to Ambition once again. That's big trouble if he continues to get beaten up. 1v1 in the mid lane, that's something Dignitas cannot support. Ambition really doing work early.
Yeah, and you called that a counter pick as well. I mean, he picked Scar picked it up directly into that bottom lane though. Patoy, a lot of damage coming out as Captain Jack dropped below half health. Can they get the slows? Both attack speed slows are on, but he is wild growth. Cutie Pie so low, and it's been revealed by a ward. That's a kill picked up for Lustboy. Patoy alone. They're actually going to let him run away from this one because Dominate's coming in for a gank.
That was really well done actually by Azubu Frost. Captain Jack with the heal and the Lulu Wall. They actually Lulu Walted for the Ignite, and when it was down, they ended up popping the heal. So everyone coming down bottom here.
And yeah, Shy just kind of wreaking havoc there against the jungler. Not much happening. A ward does go down, though, so they're going to watch out for that golem buff. Again, the jump in, though, from Diana. The flash from Skarner. Going to dodge the equalizer, so he'll get away from that one safely. But his golem buff should be safe enough now. That ward coverage shouldn't be too bad. We got a little bit of time to go before that does respawn. Looks like Dignitas going to go back to their original lane assignments now.
All right, let's take another look at these matchups so far. We have Shy and Crumbs in the top lane, and that's actually something that's worked out fairly well for Dignitas. Crumbs at 110 to 101 of Shy, and the gold is actually 100 in the favor of Crumbs. So that's not the Shy domination we've really seen in the past. Jungle matchup, I Will Dominate and Helios really fairly even, about the same farm. They both had fairly decent gank pressure, nothing super impactful with those level 6 ultimates, but them also even in gold. The big lead here is actually coming in the mid lane from Ambition against Scar. Scar picked that Diana up against Orianna, thinking he would win the matchup, and he has gotten dominated, 164 to 109, getting killed twice, and that's the big gold lead there, 1.4 thousand. So that's really where Dignitas has to put their efforts, or Scar just has to find ways to be useful, because dealing up against Ambition has not been working out for him.
So here we have the game kind of transitioning into this mid-game phase. 16.5 minutes in, a 5-3 kill lead for Azubu Blaze. They're 2 turrets up, down a dragon, and they're ultimately up about 2,000 gold. Right here, you know, we're getting the build sort of finalized. Vayne about to finish her Phantom Dancer, Cutie Pie on Ezreal, trying to get his Trinity Force together. You know, it seems like Azubu Blaze are still just pushing in for this mid-game, though. They're getting that 3rd turret kill in the near future. I mean, what's this looking like? Is this a game where they can strangle out, or is Dignitas going to be able to stall out and push themselves to late game here?
It's strange because Dignitas, to win, actually has to create action. So when Azubu goes to push these turrets, they're most likely going to look for that top turret next. Dignitas has to kind of be ready and waiting before they get there. The struggle with this is, seems like Captain Jack's going to be trying to free farm that bottom lane as much as possible. If anything happens, it's going to be a fight really soon by the next dragon.
And they've pulled in onto Crumb. Look at the damage output going on to him. Equalizer comes down, flashes, takes a shield. Can they get the kill? Skarner, that's going to be 1 kill. And here comes Vayne, caught out alone. Exhaust is on. Wild Growth flashes over the wall. Dominate, still to chase down. So little help left. She's trying to get out. Dominate picks that one up as a 2 for 0. And Dignitas still want to fight, but Shy, they don't want to fight Shy. They're going to run away from that one.
And 2 for 0. Everyone really low on Dignitas. Shy trying desperately to chase down I Will Dominate. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him.
Now you should have the Bola strike. You should be okay. And that is Shy turning around Cutie Pie, trying to lifesteal back up. Interestingly, he actually rushed a Sheen on that build for the damage output.
Oh, Dominate, no, don't back there.
Oh no, Dominate getting found by Left Boy. Shy as well. The fling's all it's going to take. Shy making that a 2 for 1 in the end.
So everyone low on Dignitas here. Azubu also backing up. So the dragon, even though it's just spawning, fight before it was traded 2-1, they may just be able to res and all run down for that next dragon. Dignitas will want to fight here. They can't let Azubu run away with this. They need to contest now. Diana is quite strong at this point in the game, not because he's been winning the lane. He's been losing quite badly, but still the mid-game for her is there. Phantom Dancer has been completed onto Vayne. That's a bit of an issue because Cutie Pie has not reached any landmark items. Crumbs actually runs up in the top lane and just shoves out the lane. But really neither team putting a huge emphasis on Dragon. They might just take the fight when it comes. You can actually see Ambition running out with Shy into that top lane.
You think they just trade the turret for Dragon and like give that one up and just kind of keep the pressure on it? I mean, I guess it's a possibility if they want to keep, you know, killing major objectives. But yeah, Shy's just kind of chilling back in his lane. I am surprised, right? These Korean teams are always about, you know, strangling the opposition out. And you're seeing that more and more in League of Legends, these crazy aggressive plays where they keep going forward and trying to clear out the base, but they've completely reset the lanes once more. They're letting Shy split push, and actually now he's running down. This might be a Dragon attempt.
So he actually was running out the top lane because he wanted to get his blue buff. Everyone trying to collapse in on the Dragon, but Dignitas trying to get it low. If they get caught on this Dragon, it could be a difficult fight. They're going to get sandwiched here by Azubu. Whether they can peel off in either direction, we'll have to see.
Yeah, the Dragon's low, but they're going to chase straight on down. They don't quite get Skarner. He's at half health, though. Will they pick that one up? Yes, that's the second Dragon now, but here comes Shy. Where's this fight going to go? Oh my gosh, he gets the fling in. There's the pull back. Skarner completely isolating Dominate, but he stealths out. This is good for him. Diana chasing in. Cinch is huge right now. Can they get Captain Jack? Yes, 1 kill goes down. Absolute Zero hits almost everybody, and Dignitas are on the hunt right now. Can they pick up the kill? Skarner so low. Double kill for Diana. Oh, for Dignitas. Now 3. Cinch picks up 1. Lust Boy is already fallen though. Cinch now falls, and only Ambition left alive, and they've only picked up 2 kills for it.
Dignitas gets the Dragon, 4 for 2. Brilliant fight by them, actually. I Will Dominate with perfect timing on his stealth. He actually ticked into stealth as Helios pulled them, so they couldn't target him despite getting in the Skarner ult. And when that Skarner ult hit, everyone was sitting in Rumble's ultimate from Crumb, so that crushed them down. And then to top it all off, when Patoy was channeling his Nunu ult, Skara pulled them all in with the Diana Vacuum, so they procced that as well. Everything went right for Dignitas in that fight. They were behind in the game, and they pulled themselves back in with that fight.
And they're now up finally again, like 100 gold for themselves. Cutie Pie is still scaling, and it seems like this team is actually able to shut down Captain Jack's Vayne. You can see him 0, 2, and 3. He's not had almost any luck in these team fights yet.
That was I Will Dominate just diving on him and dumping as much damage. He has the double W. He just crushed him down. That got him low enough, and Scar just came in for the cleanup. So the dive seems very potent. It's going to get harder and harder, though, as Ambition gets more and more ability power. The shields on Captain Jack are going to get more and more potent. Lulu and Ambition can really spam those down. So it's all really going to be about getting him down early or not, because the Shy damage is persistent over time, and considering how well Dignitas dives, they don't really care about him that much in team fights. It's all about Ambition and Captain Jack. And if they can continue taking down Jack, they're going to continue winning these fights.
All right, so we're seeing here now, 21.5 minutes in. Again, the score is just neck and neck right now. 1 kill lead between the two turrets to 2 dragons on the other side. And Azubu, though, even with equal gold, they are going for that push. They're going to get their 3rd turret here in this mid lane, and they are still playing aggressively.
Oh, here comes the Rumble ult, actually.
Yeah, they're going to try to dive in. Equalizer, yeah, it doesn't quite land enough. Everyone kind of just getting out of that one. But actually, they found Shy at the top of this one, getting down to half health, but they're chasing Sims. This could be a little bit tricky. The shields are on from Ambition, but Crumb's still in the front line. They might go for some more pressure here. They're still just kind of just facing off here in this mid lane, but Shy's going to leave up to the top lane, and Dignitas looks like they're not going to chase too much.
Another big thing that happened in that last Dragon fight is the Oracle's Elixir was dropped off from Azubu, and they have yet to purchase a fresh one. So all the wards from Dignitas are going to stick, which really gives them a slight edge in the upcoming things, since it's been Azubu pushing onto them. So whenever you're in kind of enemy territory, your wards are a bit more important than theirs. So neither team actually has Oracles here, which will make fights fairly difficult to happen without a big objective to fight over. Actually, Dignitas trying to get their first turret here. They do need to start coming back here. It's a testament to them that they're down 3 turrets to 0. Yet even in gold. A lot of that has to do with the 2 dragons.
Oh, absolutely. And Dominate actually playing aggressively, pushes onto Shy right now, but they're running into a 2 versus 3. They make that 3 versus 3. Scar coming in from the side. He's going to stealth out. Shy very low, gets the pull in on the Diana, and she's going to be a bit alone because here comes Vayne and just crushing Scar's health bar right now. He's not going to get out of that one. Rengar trying to run away, but he's been slowed as well. It's a 2 for 0, and there's the gold Captain Jack wanted. A double kill for Vayne.
Yeah, and Ambition still trying to follow down the Crumbs. There's the shockwave!
And that's going to be Crumbs caught out again. Must flash away from that one. He will get away from Skarner, but still that double kill. They traded the turret for it, but I don't know if that's the best situation for him.
That was a miscommunication for sure by Dignitas. They didn't realize everyone from Azubu was coming up that lane. They should have just finished off the turret. It's now 4 turrets to 1, so it gets traded immediately back, and those 2 kills were a big disadvantage. They're going in, Ambition getting dove.
Oh man, so much health. He's going to pick one up first, though. Crumb's taking a lot of punishment as a result, but still getting the shutdown, getting that killing spree ended, and giving the gold to Cutie Pie. That's a good thing.
Top lane as well. Azubu just pushing in with 3. They decided not to go for that top turret. Cutie Pie still farming up, and actually, let's see how close these matchups are gold-wise. Looking at Singed, 500 ahead of Crumbs. We see I Will Dominate 600 ahead of Helios. Then the mid lane matchup is really starting to even out. It was 1,500. Skara now only 800 behind, 8,600 to 7,800. 80 carry-wise, they are neck and neck, 75-80 to 75-86. It's almost identical. That is absurd.
Yeah.
24 minutes into the game. And the supports are identical as well. So this game is really, really close. Dignitas has to continue team fighting well, because the instant they can't kill Vayne in these team fights, it seems like they might lose this game. But so far, the dives have been very, very potent for them.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, Abyssal Scepter has come out now for Crumbs. The difficulty, though, is I don't know if that's going to help Scar too much. The Abyssal Scepter sort of magic resist reduction aura range is not really huge, and if Crumbs doesn't really, you know, sit nearby Scar, he's not going to get that MR shred to help him burst down Vayne. So, I mean, that could potentially be a bit of a trouble there for Scar's burst damage, but he is going, looks like, toward either a Zonia's or a Death Cap there, stacking a bit of resistances and has that needlessly large rod. So, you know, they're still going to go up in damage, and it looks like Captain Jack really not entertaining the idea of magic resist just yet. So they might be able to one-shot him in this mid-game.
With BF Sword, he's going for that Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge Rush. All the defenses are actually for him going to come from the shield, that Ambition throws on him with the Protect, and then the Lulu ultimate as well as Lulu shield. So that's what Dignitas is diving against here. Has anyone picked up an Oracles? Yes, Patoy has it on Nunu. Ambition, or Lustboy has it on Lulu, so we very well could see another fight here. The Dragon has come up. Dignitas has picked up both of these before. This is where they win most of their fights. This time Azubu seems a lot more ready for it. We have to see a fight around this next Dragon. It's just a question of who's going to get it right. Last time Dignitas had everything go right for them. Look for I Will Dominate to try to jump in with stealth.
Yeah, it's a full 5-on-5. Looks like not a lot of vision on both sides there. There's actually that one good ward here for Dignitas that they're not able to sweep out, so they're in pretty good shape here. They're still just squaring off on the sides. Azubu's still waiting around by the Dragon Pit. Dominate is waiting in the brush, his natural habitat as Rengar. And honestly, like, Dignitas has vision here, and Azubu does not. Azubu is fully blind. They cannot see Dignitas whatsoever in this matchup. We'll see if they're going to go in for this one. Dragon gets pulled out. It's going to reset, though. Azubu's still waiting off on the eastern side. They're not getting stopped right now.
This is Azubu playing it a lot smarter. In the fights they've lost, Captain Jack has not been protected, so they're making sure to create a very strong front line. Singed and Helios staying very much ahead. Shy actually flanked around the side. They're hoping Dignitas dives in on them so that Shy can come around the back.
And there we go, the Dragon getting lower and lower. Ezreal comes out, will Dominate pick them up? No, blue team has slain the Dragon. Dominate coming in Shy up in the middle of everything, and Captain Jack is not getting crushed right now. The pull off on Dominate, he stealths out, he's not finding Jack. Helios getting low, Jack now in the front. The Cutie Pie must flash away from this one. Dominate's gonna be the first to fall, and Vision picks that one up. Jack is low, but not dying. He's gonna flash out. Scar picks up Helios, a 1-for-1. Now Jack does fall, Crumbs picks that one up. Shy's still in the middle, he's gonna get jumped up by Diana, pulled back, yes! That will be a kill for Dignitas as well. A 3-for-1 in that fight. Crumbs trying to dive on through. Lulu down by her turret, misses the Glitter Lance, and everyone from Azubu Blaze now going to run back. They picked up the Dragon, but they lost that fight 3-1.
Dignitas really showing that they have the superior team fighting right now in this matchup, because that was an initiation that didn't even go right. They ended up putting a lot of damage onto Lustboy because Captain Jack stealthed away with his tumble at just the right moment, but still they were able to finish him off. Shy was not successfully able to zone out Dignitas. They were able to chase him down at the end of the fight. They didn't let him just run away. They successfully chased Singed. Once again, a lot of that has to do with the persistence. Successful team fight for Dignitas. Now Last Whisper getting completed onto I'm a Cutie Pie as well. It's going to be to focus down Shy in these team fights. He's not committed to diving. He's really only looking to kill the tank line. This is a pretty good plan by Dignitas. Really impressive showing early on, first game of the day.
Yeah, and I'm surprised too, because they weren't able to catch Captain Jack at the beginning there. Like you said, he stealthed out really, really beautifully. Scar never the one to really get on him so much, and Dominate was the first to fall, and yet even still they managed to find the damage there. Crumbs eventually picking that kill up, removing that AD carry, and then without any more huge damage threats, you're right, they could actually just chase Singed and kill him out. Dignitas' team fights, I'm just kind of rehashing what you're saying, but it's true. Their team fights are so incredibly good. We're 28.5 minutes in. The score still 1 kill away. The gold, 1,000 apart. 2 turret kills separate, 2-1 on Dragons. It's so incredibly close. I don't know what to say except that it's identical on both these sides here.
So we've had the majority of these fights happen around the Dragon Pit. But when you reach this part in the game, we're now 29 minutes in. They're going to have to start happening around Baron, but the thing is, neither team is far enough ahead to actually force it. So they're in a very odd state of limbo here. Normally, we'll see one team strictly in the lead and the other team strictly playing defensively, but they're both still hovering around the middle of the map. If anything, Azubu would have a slight pressure advantage because there's less turrets for Dignitas to fall back onto. But with Dignitas winning these team fights, they're okay being there because they haven't had to fall back from anything. They're sweeping with the Oracles on Patoy. They just saw someone go back. They're hoping that Azubu will check here, but if they get a fight in very close quarters, Ambition could destroy them with Orianna. In that last team fight at Dragon, he actually whiffed the shockwave entirely, and here comes Dignitas!
And they're going to jump in. Helios getting the brunt of it right now, but he's separated from the team. Crumbs still chasing this one out. He's been pulled back. Now where's the rest of the damage going to come in from Dignitas? Cutie Pie off on the side. Helios falls down. Dominate picks up one. Will they get the rest here? They don't quite want to chase Shy on his turret. They'll just get the one free kill on the jungler. And the difficulty here is Azubu Blaze is fully blind. They have 0 wards out on the map. And Dignitas still a bit aggressive. Crumbs going in for a slow on Lustboy. A little bit of a slow on Shy. Fight's going to reset, and they're going to go for a turret here.
Ambition had to back as well, so it was 3 versus 5 at that turret. No one really on Dignitas took much damage in that last fight. They took a turret with creeps up in the bottom lane, so 4 turrets to 4. First biggest gold lead of the game for Dignitas, 1,500, and they have control of this area. They know the shockwave is down for a bit more on Ambition. Good blue steal here by Dignitas. They really actually seem to be exerting control here.
And they gave that one to Cutie Pie. Yeah, and this is crazy. I mean, again, they have complete ward control now over this side of the map. They're just trying to finally get some wards out from Lustboy and get some reveals on. I mean, they've got to almost make this mad dash for Baron because they don't know what's happening. And Dignitas actually, they're still waiting around a little bit. You can see them kind of looping around on the sides. A bit of poke from Cutie Pie. He's got to be a little bit careful. Actually, listening to them playing against CLG Europe, they had a missed team fight where he dove in for 2 kills and died as a result. And they said, Cutie Pie, just sit in the back and don't die. Just put your damage output out. So he's got to make sure he doesn't get caught.
And that's exactly what Dignitas wants to do. The dive has been working out so well. I Will Dominate and Skara just double teaming all of these kills. They jump on the same target and they have enough burst to destroy it. Deathfire Grasp been completed for quite a while, getting them all low. The equalizer from Crumbs actually contributing very well because he's getting the backline low with his ultimate and then he's peeling with Singed with I'm a Cutie Pie. So they have kind of 2 tag teams that work very well together. Patoy seems to just sit in the middle of things, pop his new ultimate. And
he would not wanting to kind of fight for an objective, but maybe playing a little bit more their terms here. And you're seeing, who's going to go in for the pressure. It looks still to be Dignitas, who feels ahead. They're up 2 kills. They're up 1,000 gold. 32.5 minutes in. They've actually finally equalized on turrets now as well, so that's 4-4. And Dignitas, I think, have turned around all the early disadvantages, and they've now even got free reign on Dragon.
You can see the pressure. When a team is able to get a Dragon like this, just completely uncontested, that just shows you who the teams think is ahead right now. So it is clearly Dignitas putting the pressure on Azubu, and Azubu has their backs against the wall. Really, they see Captain Jack right now getting his Infinity Edge and Phantom Dancer. They want him to get a GA or a Quicksilver Sash, and then they're going to start rolling. Dignitas needs to be really careful to get this game going quickly because Scar has been getting substantially outfarmed this game. It's 316 to 217 between Diana and Orianna, so he's actually down still 1,000 gold in that matchup. They have to press. He's been out team fighting Ambition, but he can't continue laning. They've been killing Captain Jack, but that can't happen forever, and it's just a matter of Dignitas putting the pressure on something Najin's sword was so good at yesterday, and here they come again. I Will Dominate jumps on Helios.
Yeah, he's going to take a lot of punishment, but there's a lot of CC coming onto the back of that. Look at that amazing equalizer, just crushing his health bar. Lustboy low as well. Cutie Pie gets the slow. They're not going to keep up on this one, though, but they do have 2 members now below half health. This could be their chance to just dive. You see Cutie Pie putting the Essence Flux on his team. They're running in toward Baron Nashor. They sweep it out with Oracles. They're going to find Shy. Can they get the damage out? But he's down to half health. They're chasing his Cinch. A great shockwave. Captain Jack down to half health. Scar pops. The Zonia's Hourglass. Crumbs goes down first. They're still diving in. They've picked up 2. Now his Lustboy so low. Ambition as well. Can they pick this up? He's going to shield himself. Lustboy, 1 hit from death. No, Ambition picks up Dominate. But they're going to trade that one back. It's 2 alive versus 3.
So they able to kill Jack immediately again. Just the Rengar roar just jumps on top and destroys. The other 2 members of Azubu got away with very low health. Surprisingly, Dignitas probably could have 3-man Baron there, but they are playing it conservatively. They won another fight. They're going to have to heal up before the next. They're trying to take as many advantages as they can while they have the 1-man advantage on the map. But these fights continue to be close. It seems to just be Dignitas diving on and Azubu running for their lives. They're able to pick up a few kills here and there. But man, Crumbs' equalizer was not even up that fight, and they still came out ahead. It's going to be a very, very close finish.
Yeah, it was a really clever fight as well, though. You saw them, okay, we got 2 at a half health. We're just going to run at Baron Pit and then just hide right across the wall. And the second we see a hero, let's just dive in and try to kill that champion out. It's a pretty good ploy right there. Again, map vision seems to be this big lead for Dignitas. They're able to make just a few more moves around the map as a result of that.
So let's see. I'm a Cutie Pie. Defensive build here. Quicksilver Sash picking up another BF sword. He doesn't like going much attack speed on Ezreal. He instead relies much on the Mystic Shot and Essence Flux. So his persistent damage isn't going to be at the point where Captain Jack's is. You can see Captain Jack working on that Guardian Angel. So he's got a lot of resist now. It's really going to make those shields and added health from Lulu much, much more powerful. I Will Dominate not really going for extra damage in his build, instead getting a Guardian Angel on Rengar. So they got to be a little careful. They've been instantly killing Captain Jack this whole game, but as soon as that ends, big, big trouble again were formed around the Dragon. There's been some ward sweeping going down, so Azubu Blaze does not have vision in this area. They got to be very careful. Dignitas going.
And they're going to find Lustboy. The damage output is there. The great stun from Captain Jack. The Ezreal ultimate does knock down a few. Here comes the pressure on. It looks like Scar taking a lot of pain, but dives right onto Ambition. He's going to pop the Zonias. There comes Crumbs as well. Ambition to pop his Zonias as well. And look at Captain Jack in the fight. Trades kills on the AD carries. Are they going to pick up any more? They're trying to dive in. Crumbs, can he get the damage? He's dropped low on the turret. He's not able to pull this one up. Shy makes that one okay, and it's just a 1-for-1. Both AD carries dying here, but Dignitas are still looking aggressive. They've caught out Lustboy. Can they get the damage up? But Skara walking back in. The shield is on. He's going to get killed out by Ambition. They won't get the kill on the turret. And look at that. Azubu Blaze stays alive in their base.
The shields are really potent right now for Azubu. That was a dangerous fight for Dignitas, and the overdive by Skara trying to get that support kill, not quite making it. Dominate backing in a very dangerous spot. All of Azubu running through. He's canceled that since then. Azubu now might have some control over the Dragon. They picked up that delayed kill on Scar, which means there will be a 20-second gap where no one from Dignitas is alive. Dominate never went back to shop. They see him with that ward is really low. But Azubu's actually going to back away. They only would have taken that Baron if they could sneak it clean. These fights are getting very, very close. Dignitas trying desperately to end this game. They really need to get a good pick around Baron. They might be getting a little too aggressive with these dives. Guardian Angel completed for Captain Jack. This might be trouble.
Yeah, that's a really, really big thing here. There is getting that AD carry not killed anymore. Quicksilver Sash had already been picked up for PewDiePie, used in the last fight. Still wasn't enough to keep him from falling in that battle. So yeah, Captain Jack, you sort of mentioned that once he starts getting some real resistances, those shields are gonna make him survive really, really well. And you're seeing, this late game. You said that the late game still, it's a bit of a lead for Azubu. It's working out overall. So 38 minutes in, the gold's still 600 apart. Kills only 2 apart. Dragons 3-1. Turrets 4-4. Neck and neck still this game. You predicted a late game edge for Azubu Blaze. We'll see if that comes true.
Poking around here. See Azubu just pushing up the mid lane. Blue buff's getting cleared out. Dignitas does seem to be on the back foot a little bit here. And when I'm a Cutie Pie jumped over that wall at the end of that last fight, he seemed to get obliterated by Captain Jack. They got to be very careful with that. And they're actually stealing Dignitas's blue, so Ambition picks that up. No blue coming out for Dignitas. How are they actually going to end this game? Because they won so many fights in a row, but didn't turn it into a victory. Now that they've gotten almost to that 39-minute mark, might actually be really, really difficult for them to close this out.
Oh, they are squaring off in the mid lane here. Helios jumping in with some extra movement speed. Dominate up in the front. They're just going full out right now. Looks like they're not going to quite get a fight for this. Shrelius pop. They're going to go in. He gets the pull. Is that going to be the damage they need? Look at the damage on Ascara. Getting dropped so fast. Gets his Zonia's down. Crumbs in there. Absolute zero as well. Captain Jack pushed away. Shy. He's going to be the first to fall. Now Helios is in front. Dominate. Guardian Angel is forced. Helios still taking all the damage in the world. 2-0 now. Can they chase this down? Captain Jack is low. He has Guardian Angel. Cutie Pie hits him. He's reviving. That's going to be Captain Jack. Can they get the damage? He tries to put the shots down. Double kill for Cutie Pie. Here comes Dignitas. Crumbs. Is he going to fall? Yes. It is a 3-for-2, but they are still smelling blood. Dignitas, will it be Baron? Will it be the base, or will they just heal?
So Ambition and Lustboy both sitting on nothing. A successful fight there by Dignitas, jumping just at the right moment. Scar got the Zhonya's Hourglass down. Shy unable to zone out with his solo dive, and here we see a 4-man Baron by Dignitas. Looks like Lustboy might try to harass that. No, he's going back to base. This will be a clean pickup for Dignitas. They may have finally grasped control of this game.
Would you look at that, 40 minutes in, Dignitas picking up Baron Nashor. Up 4 kills and 3,500 gold, still trading turrets back and forth, but that is the one big thing Dig needed, was a great 3-1 team fight victory, burning Captain Jack's Guardian Angel and getting Baron afterwards.
So the Deathfire Grasp coming in big for Scar there. He used on Shy, but it's still been very potent, and the huge amount of AP still isn't there for Ambition. He went for a very defensive build. You can see 170 magic resist on Orianna with 140 armor, but he doesn't have the oomph in his fight. Like, if he lands a shockwave on I'm a Cutie Pie, he's not just chunking him down and killing him immediately, and it's allowing them to just chase down. Azubu doesn't seem to have the damage. Everything's focused on Captain Jack, but since Captain Jack is getting dove so hard, he's mainly in retreat mode the majority of these fights, and it's just when Dignitas is chasing him so hard, they're not getting punished for it because the persistent damage doesn't seem to be there for Azubu at this point. Really just, and that goes down to how well Dignitas is handling the team fights, getting shy and really just tag teaming on multiple fronts to get these down. Another Dragon comes up for Dignitas. They still haven't picked out any of these inhibitor turrets, and it is very hard to push on Orianna. But we'll see if they're able to pull something together here, finish off Azubu Blaze.
And they do have some long-range tools, though. They've got Ezreal in the lineup, despite the rest of that lineup being melee. So, you know, we'll see. I guess it's going to be all about Cutie Pie, him putting the damage there and trying to wear these down. Now, thankfully for them, they've got the Baron buff, so they've got quite a bit of health regeneration. They can take some poke and still kind of keep trucking through those fights. They've pinged that secondary bottom turret. They might make a move pretty soon if they can get the minions to push down.
So it is a fairly common tactic here. You take out the outer turrets before you go for the inhibitor turrets. These outer ones are really difficult to defend. You can see, just because it's so easy to get around behind the turret, it doesn't really offer much protection. Your backline gets dove on very easily, and seeing as how Captain Jack's been getting
dove on 6
deaths and just destroyed, still not picking up that last whisper. He's rushing forward as fast as he can. Actually, take a look here. I'm a Cutie Pie, 15,700 gold to Captain Jack's 12,400, so a 3,000 edge coming out for I'm a Cutie Pie there. That's going to be really big in these fights. And yeah, this is an uncontested turret. Shy actually going top lane to push that one out. They might try to fast push down on this next turret because they know Shy's at least 10 seconds away.
Yeah, a 5-on-4 dive, and this is what this team's all about in the first place, is diving. A good amount of poke there onto Ambition. Skarner taking some punishment. Crumb's still around the front as well. Cutie Pie gets that turret down to half health, but now he's low. They've got to be a little bit careful here. Cutie Pie, look at the lifesteal, that Bloodthirster pulling him all the way back to full. They do that one more time, and that turret's going to fall.
This time, though, Shy has made his way all the way back, so half a turret, not that bad. Scar going out to mid lane, trying to shove it out. Don't think I'm a Cutie Pie is actually just sitting on top of wards, trying to poke in onto Azubu. Lustboy picking up another Oracle, is trying to keep the vision outside of Azubu's base. They might just be making the sweep, going for yet another outer turret. That would be the smart play for them.
Yeah, they're moving around, stealing away as much of the jungle as they can. We saw this actually in Dignitas versus Counterlogic Europe in Game 3. They sat there in front of their inhibitor turret, and all they did is just roam and take away the jungle monsters over and over and kind of kept getting a farm lead that way. And every single time, Cutie Pie would just hit that turret, lifesteal back up, hit the turret, lifesteal back up, and they would just wear down the defenses here. Azubu Frost actually trying to defend, though, at their second turret here.
Really have to worry for Cutie Pie, though. If he is the main damage dealer here for Dignitas. He's the one who's taking down Shy. He's really the only one who can deal with Singed. And with him poking down these turrets, no Guardian Angel. If he drops, if he gets caught out, even though he has his Quicksilver Sash, that would be a lost fight for Dignitas. So really carefully poking down this turret. Orianna's so scary. Azubu actually defending this one fairly well.
Yeah, it's still just Cutie Pie putting down the poke when he can. Unfortunately for him, whenever he lands those basic attacks, the ball just comes out from Ambition and it wears him down a little bit. One good shockwave is all it takes. You mentioned if Cutie Pie gets caught, it might be all over. The Baron buff has worn out, which means we're just 3 minutes away from that respawning. We'll see if Dig can keep the moves going.
Extended siege here. The creep's actually not even making it to the tower for Azubu. The Baron buff completely gone for Dignitas. And here comes Helios.
He's going to jump in. Oh, he flashes away the pull just in time. Completely out of range there, not getting him pulled back. That was rather close. Helios keeps the cooldown, though. He burned his own flash as well. So we'll see what that turns out to. Azubu coming around the side. Cutie Pie far from the team. A 4-on-4 could actually be in Azubu's favor if Cutie Pie's not there to help with the damage on the Singed.
So really, Crumb's flashing over. They're actually going with an equalizer in mid lane, but that's not going to be an initiation. They got to be careful here because I'm a Cutie Pie used his ultimate to farm. Crumb's used his ultimate for not much effect, and if they get anyone caught out, Azubu's going to get the fight, and I will dominate, gets pulled.
He's stealth, though. He's going to have a little bit of time here for the Oracles, of course. It does not matter too much. Jumps onto Captain Jack, not much damage. Got the Guardian Angel, tries to flash away. He's actually still alive in this fight, and here comes the damage. The Shockwave's going to stop the ult. Jack picks up one. Crumbs goes down. The fight is still there. Double kill. Cutie Pie falls down. Oh my gosh, Blaze is looking so good. It's going to be Scar trying to get away. He's going to do that, but it is a 5 versus 3. They're going to push so hard in this mid lane.
They had the ultimates down, and Azubu just pounced. You saw it in them. They realized they'd have an advantage in a fight, and they just jumped immediately. Dignitas tried to save and just rescue that fight, but it was not to be. Now the middle turret getting pushed down. 5v3, still 40 seconds left on these death timers. Dignitas has to be careful to give up this inhibitor and hold as the double turrets, otherwise they could lose right here.
Yeah, if they get caught out, that one more kill going to happen. Now, they don't have the ultimate from Ambition or Helios, but they can still put the damage. Dominate in front, has Guardian Angel. They're trying to stop Shy. Helios dropped low as well. Great pull from Scar. Look at the damage output. Shy, he's about to fall. One hit to go. The ball's going to save him. Can Dominate get it? Can Ambition fall? Yes! And Dominate's just going to revive. Scar low. He's going to fall. A double kill for Dominate. Looks like he's in bad shape. He will drop. Now it's only Patoy alive, but with 2 dead for Azubu and 2 reviving, they're going to stop that. They'll keep their turrets alive.
Boy, that was a dangerous close play by Dignitas, but they were able to hold that off, trading 2 kills for 2. Scar, Dominic going down, Crumbs and AmiCutiePie back alive. Now this game's going to have to be decided by the next Baron. AmiCutiePie actually picked up a Guardian Angel, so very defensive Ezreal build. He does not want to get picked off in any regard. Big issue here, though, is Captain Jack picked up a lot in that fight. He'll be getting his last Whisper, and Vayne may have finally reached critical mass. How will Dignitas dive in on them? We'll have to see at the next Baron. The issue here, though, is that with the inhibitor down, Dignitas will continually have to peel away to keep those turrets alive. Every lane's going to push now. Inhibitor down, side lane creeps gain 100 health, Baron's up. The pressure is back onto Dignitas. Azubu in control. How are they going to force this one?
Well, so right now, Dignitas, because, as you mentioned, those lanes are going to push, Dignitas gets to farm off their side lanes. Is it bad if someone gets caught farming solo because they give up Baron, or is it okay to let CutiePie buy more items here and keep farming off the side lanes like this?
I mean, it's terrible, obviously, if someone gets caught at this point. The death timers are well over a minute. They have to push the side lanes, though. AmiCutiePie is actually max items, if you really think about it.
That's true.
He doesn't want to sell any of those things. If anything, he'd sell a QSS for another attack speed item. He could really use a Phantom Dancer or a Trinity Force for sustained damage, since really you can only do so much damage with Qs. And because everyone's running out of the base, Azubu's just forcing the Baron really hard here. Wards coming in and out, Azubu getting peeled off, and this is really just about initiation and going in at the right time. Helios going in!
And it's going to be CutiePie taking a bit of pain. They're going to pull up on a Scar, but he's going to Quicksilver Sash that. Helios a bit of damage. Captain Jack up in front. Crumb, he's going to drop immediately, and Captain Jack still alive. CutiePie pinned on the wall. That's going to be Guardian Angel pop. Are they going to get any more damage output? They're trying to chase down Captain Jack. Dominate, just getting kited around. He's going to fall. And look at that, 4 for nothing. Azubu Blaze looking for the kill now. They've got everyone alive against just Patoy's Nunu.
And that was just the wrong fight for Dignitas to take. Crumbs got pushed on by Captain Jack, of all people. Just a scattered fight that Azubu was able to jump on top of. Now they're taking down the Nexus turrets. 48 minutes, 48 kills in this game, and a great comeback. I'd have to say the best game we've seen all tournament. Well played by both teams. 1-0 Azubu.
Patoy picks up a kill, 2-0 in 19, but GG. Well played Azubu Blaze. Game 1 going to them in the winner bracket semifinal, but this is best of 3. And